And now, broadcasting on Star Worldwide Networks, it's In the Green Room. Green is in, but what does that really mean for you? Join the gang for a fun and energetic half-glass, half-full perspective to what and how sustainability is the lifestyle for the future. It can really affect everything you do, from your health, wallet, environment, money, even your morals. So our goal, to help save the planet one show at a time. Now, welcome to the Green Room.
Welcome to In the Green Room. I'm Kinga.
And I'm Doc. This is going to be a family affair. But we are.
And I'm calling in tonight because I came back from Vegas with a little bit of a sniffle. I feel, pretty good. My energy levels are high. And my only symptom really is some slight congestion. But I figured since we're in a pandemic right now, it's better to play it safe just in case, it is some gnarly bug and I just don't get the symptoms that bad. So
Chet, you've only missed this in almost 4.5 years. You've only missed 3 shows. This might be the 4th one. And every time it was after your Vegas or a big festival trip, after a lot of partying and dancing. I think there's a common denominator. Right, Doc? But without sleep that we get sick.
Where is Chet?
I've had to call.
Where are you, Chet? I came because of you. Because I thought it was your birthday.
Don't feel any pressure.
So you're missing your birthday, beautiful birthday gift what I was going to give you. I didn't know you were not going to be here. But it's okay. I make up for it. We will go somewhere.
It was kind of a last-minute decision because I really don't want to get you sick.
Oh, really? Oh, that's very kind of you.
And also I really had mild symptoms yesterday, but today my congestion and sniffle has really picked up.
Really?
I've basically been blowing my nose constantly today. My nose is almost raw. So.
Really? Well, I have also the same thing because I had the vaccine and I have rash on me, but they say it's normal. I'm sitting next to the
doctor.
We're
expert. He
We're
says
monitoring the rash very closely.
Yeah. So if they get the rash, it's not my fault.
You're vaccinated. Hopefully you don't turn into
the first one, and I'm going for the second one.
So, Chet, how was Vegas? Where'd you guys go? Where'd you stay? How many friends went for your birthday?
We stayed at the MGM Grand, and it was an amazing time. I had probably 12 friends come out for my birthday. It was a ton of fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm
really lucky.
Did you think of your grandma a little bit? Say hello.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You are my favorite. You are my favorite because you're doing the music.
So speaking of Vegas, I'm excited to play something right now.
Exactly.
Yes.
Can he play?
Let's play it.
The show with
yeah, we're gonna. Here we go. Here we go.
Dance.
Come on, is that
all night long.
a little bit more?
This is Chet's song.
I know.
Chet's song.
But I don't hear
On till the break is done.
Oh, okay, cool. This is his
Chet's song.
Wow, congratulations, Chet. I don't believe it. You did it all by yourself? I gotta see you playing it all by yourself. It's really cool.
Very cool.
Wow. You can go to Hungary. I'm gonna put you in Hungary with the group. No, they are very good groups. And officially you will be invited. I'm gonna send them
Is the song playing in the room?
But I need...
Okay, you can hear it? Yay! Okay, good. Great. Doc.
The flowers are then.
Show it for Zynga.
Is this showing too? No.
Absolutely, you're right on. That's the video.
This is the dancing flowers. I was on YouTube. You can look it up. YouTube.
This.
Oh, this is the card. It's from the gallery Andrea.
Andrea's daughter.
She's my partner.
This is catchy.
It's amazing. I'm gonna call this.
Gallery Andrea.
No, it's called The Roses. The Roses.
Available at Gallery Andrea. What is that?
Where did you get it? This is the other one, and this is the other one. Keep playing. We need to finish.
Artistic math. Artistic math. For everybody looking for a great math option, available at Gallery Andrea in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Especially by Andrea. These are made by me, the artist.
Pillowcases. Woo!
The artist is
Andrea, Kerpely-Zak. This is
All
on
night long.
YouTube.
all night long.
Okay.
All available to you at Gallery Andrea.
Gallery Andrea. All night long.
Could be decorating your
Do you have
RV and go.
another music like this?
Oh, tons of songs.
Okay, so how do I get the tape?
I'll send it to you.
If I get a tape, I send it to Hungary, and you will be invited there with your group. You have to have a group that
You're
is
rocking
teamed up
Budapest.
So thank you, Robin.
too. So we are finished. Right?
Chet, we love your song. Woo!
Chat, it was great, and I want to hear the next one.
Thanks.
It's great.
Wow,
Okay?
we're so impressed.
So remember, I want to have a copy of it.
Well, you guys were like talking the whole time. I couldn't even really hear it.
Really?
Oh, really?
Can you play it again?
No, it's fine. It's
Well,
fine. I just thought it was funny.
We'll play it. We'll play it at the end again.
Okay, we'll play it to the
It's
end.
okay.
and
No, we don't need to play it again.
Yeah, we are. We're going to close
No,
out to
I
it.
think
We're
it's
That's what,
closing out
happens,
to it.
that's what happens in clubs. It's real world.
Yeah, exactly. It was
Because
real world.
I didn't
exactly.
know, Sean.
It was just funny.
Chet.
I mean, Chat. I talked to Sean this morning. Oh my gosh, I have to tell
Cousin
this.
Sean.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
Okay, thank
that
you.
was awesome.
And we are going to close out with it. So
How
anyway, we
long
love your song.
Chat, how long did it take for you to put this together?
Well, so I started writing it back in like
Right.
July, and then I like kind of kept on working on it and tweaking it until probably like
Okay.
February. I kind of finished it in February,
On my birthday?
and then I released it last week. So
My birthday was on the 20th.
Released last week, just in time for
Put it
National
in your
Women's Day.
calendar.
There you go.
So I get.
Yeah, so-
I will
But
get.
yeah, it was about 6 months I was working on it.
Uh-huh.
But it was a lot of fun. I just absolutely love the production process.
Well, that's
Well,
cool.
we love it, and we were all dancing, and that's that's my mark of great
It's-
music. If
I'm
it makes you dance,
going to change.
You
I
can't
never
sit there.
put
You have
a
to dance.
title on this. It's on YouTube, but I'm gonna put the title is "The Dancing Florals" by Chet. The music. So Dancing
I
Florals
love
by
it.
Chet. ... by Chet. Do you like
I
it?
love it.
Good. It's
Yeah,
gonna
it's
go
awesome.
on YouTube. It is already on YouTube, but the title is not decided yet.
So there's a YouTube video of you painting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And how do people find the YouTube video? Is it Andrea
Andrea has it.
Kerpely-Zak?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. On
okay.
YouTube. Yes.
On YouTube,
And
okay.
I haven't named this yet. It's gonna be named "The Dancing Flowers."
Dance all night long. His song says dance.
Point
all night long.
by Chet.
Okay.
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 Okay,
So,
Chet.
so
Thank
Doc,
you.
we are here because
And I am done.
It's in the green room, and we are having a fun show honoring a powerful woman right here, my mom.
I'm not
Powerful woman.
powerful. I'm only certain they.
do you think she's powerful?
To celebrate
no.
National Women's Day. I think Andrea has led an incredible life.
Can you give us some history,
Well,
Doc?
how would you
Cross-section.
know? I only met you a month ago.
Mom, you have to talk onto this
But
mic.
now I've had dinner with you twice, and I feel
yeah,
like I know
right,
everything.
right. And you have been here.
Can you pull her chair right to the mic?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine.
There.
No, that's too close. Too many. No. Really.
We just have to talk into the
Oh,
into the
right
microphone.
into the mic.
Oh, otherwise it's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, they can't hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay. So let's. So Chet, do you know that your grandma, she went through the revolution with the Russians,
The Hungarian Revolution.
the Hungarian Revolution.
With students from age 15 through 18. And they were throwing, when the Russians came in, they were throwing
Molotov cocktails.
Molotov cocktails. I cannot
Not cocktails you drink, like explosives.
Right.
Explosives.
No, explosives.
Explosives,
Yeah.
yes.
And when the tanks would blow, some of them,
Blowing
to
up.
the point they threw so many that the tanks, they were real tanks. Some of those soldiers got cut and they went fire. So, but I personally, I have to tell you, I haven't experienced the time because my mom, who was teaching a college in like 45 minutes away, I was left alone. Mother said, I'm coming back tonight. And apparently when she got to the city, it was so bad that she couldn't have any transportation. The bridges were closed. And I knew that she's not coming back that evening. So I started planning for the next day. And then she came the third day.
But I thought she hid you guys in the convent.
No, this is not the convent.
Okay, where were you guys when she was gone?
Where we live, Tata. It's called Tata, 40 minutes away.
Okay.
Yeah. Look it up on the map. So I waited, and finally the third day they arrived, my mother with 2 friends and 2 children, and she said, they're sleeping tonight here, but in the morning early we're leaving. And I said, where are we going? And she said, no problem, it's just we're going to go visit to Austria. But you can't talk, you can't take anything with you, and that was it. And I said, what the nonsense? I was getting suspicious. And I of course, I couldn't sleep all night. I took some kind of a pillow, and I just sat in one of the chairs, and when the morning came, we all left tiptoeing. And I think my mother gave the key to the house to somebody, I don't remember exactly, but it was a relative. So we got into this truck, and they were driving to Dürr, which is close to Austria. And from Dürr, we were supposed to meet a taxi driver who put 7 people in his taxi. And he says, this is it, no talk. If we have to stop, we're all going to the Technicum in Mosonmagyaróvár. And then after that, we were supposed to go, I forgot the name of there is the castle there, but I can't remember, I'm sorry, the name.
It's okay.
Nyíregyháza, yeah. And we slept at the border, literally in the border, in a house where this guy would get up at 5 o'clock, and we were going through tip by tip. Sometimes they said, you have to go down if you see somebody that we don't know, or I go like, give you a signal. So finally we arrived to this bridge, and there were soldiers there, like 4 soldiers with a gun, hand machine gun, and they said, goodbye, goodbye. They were actually Hungarian soldiers, and they said, just go now, it's clear, you know. And we finally were in Austria. And we walked to this place, not too far. You could walk it, or you could sit on a little bumper thing that if you couldn't walk, they drive you. And Mother came and said, you don't have to worry now. We are in a free country. And so we were supposed to go to her cousin, who was a doctor, and he actually came to us. They lived maybe an hour from this point where they were actually taking people they gave them some food and this and that. But he came and picked us up, and we went to their house.
So now you're in Montreal?
No.
They're in Austria.
Austria.
I was a little bit
left
lost.
Hungary.
Exactly, it was Hauptturn, a little village where this man, who was a cousin, was a doc like you are. He had his own practice, and he had his own practice in Vienna.
Chet, do you have any questions? Are you following the story?
I think it's too much.
Yeah, I know this.
We're going to speed it up just because of Chet. Listen, Chet.
No, so Chet, ask your question.
Chet?
People that don't know this story, what year was it?
The year was exactly, what do you think? You should know. We went to, well, maybe not.
56?
Oh, wait, you were not alive.
Was it 56?
56.
1956.
1956.
So just to put it in context, like you explained it to us earlier, World War II went from 1939 to 1945. You were a very little girl during those times. And
I was. Remember, don't tell my age.
At the end of the war, world leaders, including the U.S., President Roosevelt, President Churchill, Stalin met with the Russians, and they divided up Europe. And Hungary got included in Romania. And the Hungarians are not happy about that.
But Hungary, where that was, it was always Hungary before.
Right. And so in 1956, the students rebelled against that. And they wanted to separate from that.
Exactly.
And that was the motivation for you to leave Hungary. Now you're in Austria, preparing to move to North America, Canada, in the city of Montreal.
My mother happened to be just 39 years of age, your grandma. And
was that hard leaving your father behind? Your father stayed in Hungary.
No, my father was international.
But did he go? Did he go with you guys, or did he stay back?
No, he will not go.
Why did he not go?
Personal.
Mom, tell the story. Why?
Well, he wanted to stay. Grandma
pretend I'm Oprah. Why did your dad
remember, stay? Grandma wanted to just stay, say hello to the cousins. She was going to back. Actually, she went to see my father, and she said, we're coming back. But there's a but. If the Russian rule comes back, I will not go back. And that's what happened.
But was that hard leaving your dad behind?
Well, yes, of course. But he didn't want to, he could come.
But how old were you when you left your dad?
I was 13.
And then when was the next time you saw him?
In 65.
So how many years is that? I don't know.
Count.
56 to 60, that'd be 6 years later.
Yeah, right.
So you didn't see your dad for
9 years. 9 years.
I'm sorry.
9 years.
Wow. You don't know. No, come on. You should think.
Okay.
You just
so 9 years later.
Yeah, 9 years.
That's a long time.
Well, yeah, exactly. And I was, we kept asking Mother, where are we going? And she says, you don't need to worry where we're going. We're going where we're going. This is a journey.
People forget how crazy the world was back then, correct?
Unexpected journey.
The world was in chaos following the war.
Actually,
people were scrambling.
Exactly.
We've lost all sense of what's
They used the radio, like we would sit here and they would SOS to America and try for help, but nothing help. But I didn't understand what they're talking about at age 13. I was happy to just go to the meadow and pick flowers. And where we lived, look up the place, it's Tata. It's where the international sport leaders train when they're going to the Olympics. Beautiful place. My father used to come and always take pictures of the lily ponds and under boils, like coming from under.
So in that 9 years that you didn't see your dad, did you write letters? How did you guys keep? There were no cell phones back then.
Of course, we write the letter.
I mean,
but wait,
could you ever talk to him on the phone?
There was no phone.
There was no phone back then?
No, not really. I don't think so. I mean, I had no phone in the school. I know that. I was in Sacred Heart.
Oh, you were in a boarding school. Okay.
I was in a boarding school which was very internationally international. There were people from all over the world. Gwynn Boulevard. And it was a very upgrade, exclusive school. And Mother arranged this from the Sacred Heart from Pressbaum in Vienna, that all my children could go to the Montreal Catholic boarding school, and they gave me a 2-year scholarship, which was really great.
That's incredible.
I was a good student. I just wrote my diary mostly.
I love it.
When did you first fall in love with painting?
Good question.
Good question, because I did paintings in Hungary. Thank you, Chet. That's a great question.
Great question, Chet. When did you fall in love with painting?
I actually was in Tata, which I told you, it was 40 minutes away, and Mother was teaching there in the college. And I just went to school, and we had, paint different hours. Like everybody had to paint it was the assignment, but I always painted something else. Like the assignment was.
Oh, so you didn't follow directions?
I didn't follow directions, and the teacher name was Nagy János, and he was an interesting man, actually. I was like daydreaming in his class because I didn't like what he was ordering, and this is true. Ask Grandma. So finally, what happened was, when the class was ended, she says, you need to go to the extended higher level painting course. Which
Wait, who said that? Your mom said that?
No, the teacher. His name is Nagy János. And so I said, okay, but I'm not sure if I want to do that. I'd rather do sport. And he said, now I'm ordering you. You need to come. It's required from you. And so I did. And every time I did something, he would criticize it. He says, you can do better, but it's great. So
he was wanting you to improve at all times.
Well, he just was annoying. That's all it is. And I didn't know that. Somebody told me, one other teacher who actually was teaching, said, do you know that he's actually a great artist? He has his paintings all over in Hungary. And I didn't tell him that I know about it. And then I got even worse. I did absolutely nothing. And in the end of the year, instead of 5, he gave me a 4. And everything was 5. And he ruined my 100%.
Your GPA.
GPA, yeah.
Because you were.
So then Mother comes. She was a teacher.
Wait, 5 was excellent, 4 was not so excellent.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Mother came and talked to him. He said, what is this? Why are you keep giving her a degree less than?
Then perfect.
She doesn't listen. So that was it. And he was very stubborn. He meant what he said, and he kept.
So your mom always came to check with the teachers.
Mother got upset and took me to another school. And that was just before we left the uprising. I only was in that school 1 month, and I was so happy that we left because I loved my old school, It was very good. So what I want to tell you, Chet, always do what you want to do, even in music. Even if people don't like it, just do it. Some point in your life, write some notes. Because
well, he can just listen to this podcast again.
I could never repeat it. What you said before, you can't repeat. I don't remember.
You're doing good.
So always just do, and I think you'll be a great musician, and I think you need to, maybe it's a good thing you didn't come today, so you can write and follow something, and we can, be happy. And if you're not happy, don't do it, but I'm sure you do it, and you're happy.
Well, I know that Grandpa is sick right now, so I know that if I gave you a bug, it could potentially get him sick, and that could be really bad. So
yes,
I figured it would be, better to be safe than sorry.
Exactly, that's true. So anyway,
I love your advice saying you just got to go for it, because at the end of the day, every masterful artist, whether it's a musician or a painter or anything in between,
right?
At one point, they didn't have any of those skills. They had to teach themselves how to become a master at that art. So.
But make sure that your name always appears on those, whatever you.
Oh, you mean Chet? You copyrighted your song.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, so nobody can steal your song or try to change it up.
Yeah.
No.
So you have to kind of Do you when you write your music, is anybody with you in the room?
No.
Good. That's what it needs to be. Now that I'm alone at home, I can I don't know. I go to bed late because I keep reading, or I'm trying to think what I did 50 years ago. I'm just 29, although. And I will be always 29. Remember that, okay? So I think that everything in life is what you believe and what you decide. you know, your grandpa is one of those people, even now that he's suffering with quite few things that is not too pleasant, he's so strong. That's what I admire about him, because he believes that you can do this or that. And if you don't believe, you are lost, right? So his mother used to cry when he was studying in the winter in Poland because he had to do the exam, certain exam, and if he didn't study, he could not be in the school, or he couldn't finish. So therefore, I admire him that having been sick and studied in Poland, he was able to come to this country, actually first to Canada, where I met him at age 38, and he always inspired me, bringing me flowers, beautiful flowers. But it was so beautiful that I just had to sit down and paint.
So tell the story. I grabbed us a glass of wine really quickly, so we need to get Mama liquored up here a little bit so that she can...
No, don't liquor me up. Only I drink... Oh, cheers. I do a cheers.
Cheers, Doc. You need to have a little bit too.
Cheers. That's good. And Chad, cheer for you.
You can't take a cheers without having a little bit.
Cheers.
I'll drink some water.
Yeah.
I gotta stay healthy to get over this.
Okay. Chad, remember, talent is something that you don't learn. You have within you. You are a genius. What I heard here, unless somebody else helped you on the music, but you say it's yours.
See, it's so good she thinks somebody helped you.
No, I didn't say that. It is great.
That's quite a compliment, Chet.
It's great. When we used to go to concerts here, mostly classical, but we also went to, who was that woman? She was blonde, and it was so loud music. I forget her name, and your dad came close to where they were playing it. Cindy
Lauper?
Yeah, Cindy Lauper.
Yeah, Cindy Lauper.
We went to her concert, and your dad said, it's a great music, but cover your ears. He says, because, and he knew that my ear had a problem. So he was always a leader, but he always protected if he knew that he had to do something else. And I think to the day, even now, he's an amazing person. I mean, I do believe.
So how did you meet Dad? Tell the love story.
In the hospital.
Well, how did he ask you out? How did he propose?
Well, I want to just stay more personal in my own life, but he was kind of like wearing a black sweater with a white coat when I came back from Hungary in 1965. So actually, I was in Hungary in 1965 for the first time to visit my father. And it was a wonderful New Year's Eve. Everybody goes to the street in Hungary, and all the cars stops. Everybody has to walk or
So were you about 20 when you went there to see your dad?
I was 20, yeah. No, I don't want to talk about age.
Okay, so you were in your 20s.
Yeah.
And what was it like seeing your dad for the first time in 9 years?
Well, wait, hold on a second. So we're talking about your dad. So he was in the hospital. I came back in January, first week, and I had to go get the key to the house. And Mother was on duty in the hospital, Queen Elizabeth. And he was coming. And he said, who is that? And Mother said, oh, that's my daughter. And he said, well, so why is she here? A little too personal, but anyway. I said, well, I just came back from Hungary. And he said, oh, I love Hungary. It's the best in the world, the music, the pastry. He loved the pastry. Yeah. So anyway, that's how I met him. And he had a black sweater.
Because Grandma Vilma de Kerpely taught the medical school.
Yeah.
And Dad was her student or her intern or whatever.
No, not medical school.
Well, what did she do there? How did she meet Dad? How did she know Dad?
Mother was working in the research.
In research, yeah. That's right. Okay.
But I want to tell you, it's funny. I asked why he has a black sweater and white coat. And Mother said, it's very cold. And in Poland, it's very cold also. They usually dress up because it was cold in January in Montreal.
Oh, yeah, we're in Montreal now.
Very
It's
cold.
freezing.
And then I said, well, do they allow this in the hospital? And he even had a dog. I said, what are you doing with the dog? He hid the dog in some room.
The dog was in the hospital?
No, he didn't live there, but he brought the dog with him and put it in some resident room. Anyway, I said to Mother, do they allow black sweater in the hospital? She says, that's okay. We can always dress him better. He was so funny. And then Mother, I remember when we started dating and he came, Mother, for Christmas, he brought him a really nice blazer, blue. That was his present. And he was so excited because he said that when he came from Poland, even though he came on a Rockefeller Foundation as a fellow, they paid him very little salary, and in the pocket there was $30, $40, And he says he didn't care about clothes as long as he was not cold. Not cold. And it was not something to think about because Poland at that time was, the same as Hungary. Doctors made very little money. So that's how I met my husband, and then, we just... Oh, I think that he also liked music. I like that very much. And actually,
Dad was
he
so into
painted
music.
also. Yeah,
That's why I'm so much into music, and that's why I passed that on to my kids.
Yeah.
Because Dad was so much
Yeah,
about music, so
exactly.
much about music, all about music,
Yeah.
all the time. He played the accordion
Yeah.
and the
So-
piano, and he always had music on, and he wanted to dance.
I always
every night,
liked
every day.
I loved Montreal. I lived there 10 years, and I really loved Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
When I left Montreal, it was Picasso exhibition. The whole museum they emptied, and it was all about Picasso.
Oh, wow.
And
So
I think
Chet-
it,
so
were
Chet-
you there then?
Chet, what's your question for my mom?
Anyway, any question about your music or?
Well, one thing I would say is, just what advice would you give to artists that face some obstacles?
Oh, I do.
Oh well, yeah, I know you've had a gallery for
On Main Street.
so long. Like you stayed open
Yeah.
through a couple different recessions when
Yeah.
a ton of the other galleries went out of
Yeah.
business. So how did you stay determined to stay open and
Well, we
just grind through it?
Yeah, we determined. Luckily, I guess we were lucky because nothing happened. It was more on the fashion square that they were looting.
No, but what Chet was talking about is
How
that
did we-
is through difficult times, through
Yeah, it was-
recessions.
Oh,
that
yeah,
you have
from
stayed,
home, from
you have
home.
sustained your gallery.
Yeah, we did.
and your gallery has been
Well, there
thriving
was up
for all
and
these
down
years.
sometimes, but
That's what
you
he's
know
saying.
what? I smile a little bit. Would you like to take this art? You don't have to, but if you love it, we'll reduce it, a little cheaper. You have to compromise.
Negotiate.
And I feel when I go to the gallery, I realize I come alive. I just love people, and if I see somebody really interested who's love art, I will do anything. And
But I am going to give Dad the credit for you opening up the gallery because he all of a sudden said you need.
well, I worked in galleries before on Main Street.
You had a lot of experience. You know how to run.
I
that.
did.
Yes.
Remember, I was on the airport. That's where I started my career.
Yeah, when Dad retired, you worked at the airport and you also worked at the Wineland Gallery. I remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So that was probably what, like 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years.
About 2 years.
I went to 3 galleries, like
how
2
long?
hours this and there. And
How long was that? Did that?
And then
last?
Andrea, even I invited Andrea, she was still studying at ASU, and I said, do you want to have a little bit, maybe a couple of hours, you can come and help. So she came and helped, and then she said, why are you working for others? I said, that's a good question. She says, why don't we open a gallery? And I said,
Oh, I thought Dad inspired that.
well, he also, but
Yeah.
But Andrea said, well, I said, do you want to do it? Because I can't do it alone. because I cannot be just in the gallery. It's too much. I couldn't paint, and I never paint in the gallery. I only paint when the sun shines. I got to have light. And this painting, this one here, when the guy came to record it, he says, "Can we do it in the back?" No. I said, "Here, the light comes here." It was right in the front door. And he couldn't believe it, how well it came out, light.
So anyway, back to you started your own gallery.
But for your music, all you need is your ears and your hands. And I don't know if you need light, maybe better, because maybe you do better in the light. I go for the light and the sunsets. I love the sunsets. So in Arizona, when I came to Arizona, past now, we went to Chicago after Montreal, and Omaha, where Kinga was born, and then we came to Phoenix, Arizona, and it was 114 degrees.
Wait, what about Hawaii? We lived in Hawaii too.
No.
Oh, we didn't? Oh, okay.
117 degrees, and I said to my husband, "You didn't tell me that it's so hot here." I said, "Where are we gonna live?" He says, "I don't know yet."
Oh no.
We were like, I said, "I don't care." Oh, first thing, we went to the Montgomery Ward. We had a 1966 Rambler, which he bought in Montreal, and he hit in, that car was brand new, and he tried to park in our garage, and he bumped something, but I said, "Just don't even fix it, you will have more bumps." And so we had this car, and I said, "I can't breathe." So we went to Montgomery Place on McDowell and McDowell, I don't know where it was, Montgomery. And they said, "We can put the air conditioning for you." I don't know how much we paid, but they did it in 1 hour.
Oh, that's perfect.
And I said, "Now I just need a pool." And I said, then we went, I don't know where we stayed, at Central something hotel. Central, now you know where St. Joseph is? There was a hotel.
Park Central.
Yeah, something Park Central Hotel, yeah.
But then I thought we lived in Hawaii.
No, wait, you're too much going ahead. So we were here, and they gave him a commission to the hospital, but it was the old hospital. The new was not completed yet. So I said, "Oh, well, it's so hot, I can't stand it." So then we found some place in Tempe, and we lived here for 1.5 years. And then he says, "Now we're going somewhere else, and you're going to love it." I said, "Where is that?" And he said, "Hawaii." I said, "Where is that? And who is going to live? Where are we going to live?" I thought, I never been there. I thought it was like Bahamas or something. And then we went there, and we stayed there for 2 years, and we loved it. Now, you would have loved the music there, Chet.
Oh, trust me, I think Hawaii would be an awesome
Yes.
place to live.
So we were
Yeah.
there 2 years.
What
and
island? What island?
We didn't go to the islands. I didn't want to go.
What island did you live on?
Oahu. For me, Hawaii is Oahu.
Oahu. Okay.
Honolulu.
Oahu. Okay.
Because I always think of a bigger city and more cosmopolitan, and people come and go. But I think, as I know, Maui is very, very traveled, right? And people love it. And I thought...
Yeah, Maui's kind of laid back.
But I never went there because I said to... Kamvaya was born there. She was small, and I said, we can always come back. But we never went back, so we were there 2 years, which was really nice.
That's perfect. I mean, the nice thing for your husband being a physician is wherever you go, there are plenty of sick people and plenty of need.
Oh, yeah.
So he can feel fulfilled
the worst
anywhere.
was, what I didn't like, he would go into the ocean and he disappeared. I didn't know where the heck he was. I was like, is he still there? I don't see his head,
Didn't he sometimes?
And he passed his exams. All his exams he passed after very little time. And he wanted to stay there. I said, oh no, we're going there. The world is there and we are here. I love it. I really did. So one more thing, I don't want to go too much on Hawaii, but we had so many friends that we went with, like packages to the here and there, and all our suitcases disappeared and lost.
Oh, no.
When we arrived back here, and my husband says, "What do you worry? It's only clothes." He didn't care.
That's a great perspective. But I can't imagine after being a European and living in Montreal that you could be happy for very long in Hawaii.
Well, I really, truly loved, I just thought he will go here and there, and I wanted to go to Europe, to see mother in
Well, you
Montreal.
had young
Absolutely.
kids, and we went to the beach every day, and 2 years
Oh,
was
I
perfect.
loved it. I loved
Yeah.
that. I loved that.
It was perfect.
Hawaii is something. Were you ever in Hawaii? Beautiful.
Hawaii.
And
Ooh, I
Chet,
love
you know
Hawaii.
about Hawaii, right?
Chet, what
Oh, yeah,
island
I've
have you been
there a
to?
few times.
So anyway, that was it, and I don't know. So basically, we loved everything about everything, and I think Oh, I forgot to tell you. That's where I started really painting the ocean.
Yes, you
It
did.
took me a year to sit there and watch the ocean. That's kind of a painter I am. I looked for others. There were great painters there by the zoo, on the zoo,
What was challenging about the ocean?
Oh, I love the way the ocean, the colors, how it changes. In 15 minutes, everything changed. Sometimes for the better or worse. And then he told me that, well, we're leaving. Then I started like painting, I have, but never sold those paintings. I only left one painting for a Swiss wife of a doctor. Andrea, give me that painting. Please give me that painting. And I gave it to her, And I don't remember her address. She went back to Switzerland. But I just did the great paintings and flowers also. And luckily, that I shipped. And I didn't lose those because I had a big one also. I didn't put it on the plane, thank God. I don't know what would have happened.
So what would you say are the top 5 greatest moments of your life?
All of it.
Well, if you have to pick 5 with your
What do you mean 5?
5 of your greatest moments, 10 of your greatest moments of your life, where you could say like, your wedding or having your babies or becoming an artist, opening your gallery.
All of it. It's like what you make yourself, and nobody told you to do it. I don't like when people tell me what to do.
You're
And it
very
usually
independent.
turns out very good. It turns out very good.
So trust your instincts, trust your inner compass.
The worst, why don't you ask me? I'm always going to the negative. Whatever, well, it was.
Well, it's interesting that my mom says that because I would definitely say when push came to shove, Dad was the boss, you were not the boss, but
There was a but always.
But he always tries to please you because he wanted you to be happy.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anybody more fun than Dad.
I'm a Pisces. Remember, what is a Pisces? And I don't believe in it. Only my mother, who's 105 now, she always mixing, like the signs.
Well, we grew up with music in the house. Dad would just call you up and say, "Oh, I'm bringing 5 doctors for dinner."
Yeah.
Andrea,
Then I had to make dinner.
Make dinner. Turn the music
I
on.
love it,
I'm serious. So that's where I learned it.
But wait,
so that's
going
why
back to-
our
what
home,
did I
we grew
say?
up with just music
I
and
forgot
food
what
and
I
parties
said
and
now,
yeah,
before.
and people.
What did I say before?
Uh,
I don't know.
I
What
don't
did
know what
I
you
say?
said.
And then you interrupted.
Your top 5.
your top 5 moments of your life.
No, I said what was the worst one. I'm trying to think.
What do we?
Oh yeah, my
I don't want to hear
mother,
that.
she's 105 years old now, and I think she always says, Pisces, being a Pisces, it's like floating. You are floating, and you want to do this, you want to do that, but you're actually doing this. She's funny.
105, living in Toronto.
Yes,
By
alone,
yourself, doing great.
alone,
Your
yes.
mom.
Yes.
Amazing.
Never let any doctor
Wow.
in except one, the one she likes. If he doesn't come, nobody comes. That's kind of funny, but right now, I think, and no children have any problem. sickness too much. No sickness.
So what do you think Grandma's secrets to thriving are?
Oh,
at
it's
105?
the genes.
See, I think it's her positive attitude.
No, it's genes.
She's not a worrywart. She doesn't say, "Oh, don't worry about it."
Yes, sometimes
she's very positive.
No, not always. Sometimes she can be a little bit. Oh, she was the last one to pass in Budapest, the bridge before they blew up. And then after that, no, this is not funny, because they lived in Buda and her mother lived in Pest, and there were no transportation. Mm-hmm. They couldn't, and there was no telephone. Can you imagine? Well, yeah, we're talking about, what, 42?
Yes.
You were not alive.
I was not alive. It's
you were
incredible.
Not alive. Okay, I was not alive in 42.
We have people who have lived through World War II, lived through that immigration, moved, brought their families, transformed their lives.
Hungary, I keep saying that again. It's beautiful. Whoever listening to this, if you've never been there, visit it. Because every time I was receiving people in my gallery on Main Street here,
Gallery Andrea,
7019 East Main Street, and it's named supposedly after me. My daughter named it, but her name is Andrea too, and your second name is Andrea. But I think Hungary is beautiful, and they come in and they read that I am originally from Hungary, and they say, "Oh, we've been to Hungary, we loved it. We went to here and there, and the museums and the restaurants. Everybody loved it." So I hope, I believe that Scottsdale is a great place too, because I love the blue sky. That's why my husband wanted to go to California also, and I don't know what else.
Well, we went to Europe. We went to Europe in the summers, and Dad would take off his cardiology practice for the entire summer.
Yeah.
And what countries did we visit? Do you recall?
Well, where was I now? Here? Oh, wait, I want to finish this. I love the sunsets in Arizona, and I love that space. Like if you drive from here to California, it's amazing. Some people say it's boring. I think it's like a canvas. Chad, did you hear that?
100%.
Okay, so remember about your music. You got to stop somewhere and somewhere where it's not hot and just do your music. Probably people will stop and listen. I'm just joking.
I was going to say, what is your favorite setting to paint then? Is it ocean? Is it flowers?
Flowers and the ocean. And I love, there was, we were so funny. We were the year before, we were on La Jolla shores, and the little girl gave me some, I don't know, I didn't even know it, just out of the blue, a little girl came to me and she said, "I give you this flower," in my hand. And Andrea was there too. She says, "Oh, she paints flowers." And she said, "Oh, take a picture," and because it might just, won't be so fresh, so that you can still paint it. And she was very nice, and I just thought, oh, it's so beautiful. And I love La Jolla, the Cove and all that, but I still love Arizona.
So we were really spoiled because we had a place in La Jolla
open
as kids, and Dad would always take off for the weekend and say, "We're going to California." And sometimes you'd say, "Oh, that's too short time," but we'd go all the time.
Yeah, and
it was great.
Who drove?
My mom drove. But see, Dad was fun like that. Dad was fun like you were kind of a worrywart, and you'd say something a little bit negative. But Dad was the fun one.
The whole
and Dad made us go.
Yeah.
We went to California. We went to Europe. But it was all parties and music. And
he had the Chopin Society.
On school nights, he would take us to
the Chopin Society.
Concerts and the theater and ballets and
concerts.
It was just incredible. It was amazing. Just the things that we got to do as kids. So Chet, do you have any questions about Europe for my mom?
Oh, he was in Europe. Chet was in Europe,
yes,
right?
He was.
Netherlands and where did you go? Portugal?
Yeah, I was going to say, but you didn't really talk about, aren't some of your paintings in the Vatican?
Yes.
Oh, yes. My gosh, you are very good.
Good. Isn't he good?
Chad, you should be my partner. I'm serious. Invite me sometimes when you're going some music. Now, where's the next time you're going somewhere? Where? I mean, I'm not saying be drunk. You don't need to be a drunkard or anything, but you just induce that feeling of music. It's amazing. That's what I think.
You should talk about your pieces that are in the Vatican a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, yes. The Pope, John Paul II.
The Polish Pope.
Mm-hmm. I have his rosary because
she got to meet with him.
2 of my paintings are in the Vatican, yes. And when he died, actually, channel, I don't know which channel, I think 15 or 12, I don't remember now. They were broadcasting, and we have an artist in the Valley, and they talk about me about the 2 paintings they showed it that was John.
They did a story on the news. They're always doing stories on the news about my mom and her gallery and her art. And in the magazines as well.
I got the rosary, which is actually in my purse every day. I have it here today.
She got to meet with John Paul II, the Pope, and he gave her a special rosary. And it's amazing.
Oh, that was a story too. That was with my husband. This was do we have enough time? This was a very interesting story. John Paul was here and blessed the St. Mary's Church downtown. I think that was St. Mary's.
Yes.
And became the basilica, right?
Yes.
And he had an audience at the one of the, what is that big thing downtown?
St. Francis?
No. Across from the Hyatt, there was like a recession, like doctors went there.
Well, anyway, so what happened?
Yeah, so your dad was invited, and you could only go in with a ticket. And your dad said, just come along with me. I said, I don't have a ticket. He says, don't worry about it. You get in. So we went there, and at the door, my husband had, plaque with his name on. And then my husband said, well, can you get a ticket or a chair or something for her in the back? And he says, well, I try. And my husband went in, and the guy comes later. He says, the only place I found on the 3rd row, and is that okay? You won't be sitting with your husband. I said, that's okay. And that's where the Pope blessed the first 5 row, which included me. It was so funny.
That's awesome.
It was like a miracle. I really think it was a miracle. I do have a video of this in my gallery, so
everybody has to check out Gallery Andrea and Chet. We hope you feel better. We are going to close with your song, and we're here saving the planet.
Wait.
One show at a time. Let's play the song. 1 minute.
Chet.
Dance. 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 All that. All that. All that. All that long till the break is done. Dance. 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 All that. All that. All that. All that. All that long till the break is done. Dance. Dance. Dance.
Thank you for listening to In the Green Room. Join us here live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. or anytime on demand 24/7 on StarWorldWideNetworks.com.